Hi everyone, how you doing today? It is what are we on? We are on Friday. Um, Lauren and I just got back. We actually got home yesterday, but we're kind of chilling right now because we need a little bit of time to get ourselves reset now that we're home after being away for so long. We need to get ourselves reset here before the kids come back home. So what we did today was we got up this morning. I've been working on trying to get the pool up and running for when the kids get back. Obviously, right now it's way too cold to go, but while we were gone, some of the days did get pretty hot. And with summer coming, they're going to want to go in the pool, so I'm going to be working on that. I thought I was all set while we were gone, that I would just come home, empty it, and clean it. But when we got home yesterday, Lauren's mom and dad, Kelly, were here. Um, it's Patty and Jack. That's my future in-laws. They were here. Still, they hadn't headed out yet, which was nice because that meant we got a few minutes to visit with them and to hang out and to um, talk with them about what went on in the house while we were gone and stuff like that. So we sat around and we talked to them for a while. And at one point, I had mentioned that I was going to go out and do something out in the backyard. And Jack pointed out to me that in our eaves, we have here, you guys haven't really seen it. I haven't done like a tour of the house yet, but we live in South Hadley, Mass, and our house, we have a two-story house um, with a two-car garage, and then in back, off of the back of the garage, we have about a 20 by 20 patio, and then in front of that is where our pool is. And over the patio is a nice roof. So it comes right off the back and hangs over. So we can sit out here pretty much, even if it's raining and we want to sit out and watch the rain, we can do it. We can pop over into the one of the chairs and just sit out here and hang out for a while, which is really nice. I like it, especially now that the warmer weather's here. But the issue with that is it does run fairly close to the pool. And over the winter, we had a squirrel fall in at some point. So before Lauren and I left, um, I came out and I fished it out and I buried it. And when I got home yesterday, my plan was over either last night or today, start the pool to drain so that I can start getting in there and cleaning. Unfortunately, when I looked in the pool, when Jack had brought me out here to show me a bird's nest, because we have a family of mourning doves living in our rafters on our patio overhead. I had seen some sparrows here, but they apparently have left. The mourning doves, mourning doves took over, which to me is fine because mourning doves are a beautiful bird. Um, and if they want to nest here, I'm cool with it because they'll also keep away the bees and stuff. Because birds and bees don't typically nest close to one another. So I'm looking forward to that family, but the problem is with that thing being over, the roof being there, squirrels I think are playing or they're using our gutter system to run, and I don't know if something's happening, if they're getting hurt, if they've jumped up there because there is a fox in the neighborhood and they've been running away from the fox and they're hurt and they're running across. But sometime between when Lauren and I left and yesterday when Jack brought me out here to show me the doves, I had four more squirrels in my pool. So Lauren had initially wanted me to do it yesterday. I did come out and shoot. I shot some of my videos for my other channel, my Transcendent by Ozzy channel, and I got five of those shot while I was inside. And then she went out for a meeting, and I said, you know what? It's beautiful out. I know I should be doing stuff, but I'm tired after the long day of coming back from New York, lugging all that. luggage around and doing everything we had to do. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to chill. So I came out, I sat down, and I chilled. I shot another video for the other channel while I was chilling. Um, and I just kind of enjoyed the nice weather. I enjoyed being back home. I enjoyed the sounds and the sights of New England once again, and not the big city. And I just kind of let myself get regrounded, um, get myself back in touch with being home. And in that time, Lauren ended up coming back, and she thought that I was going to do the stuff, and I said no, I was, but I couldn't. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'll go right to it. So this morning when I woke up, um, I got all my stuff together. I got dressed, not in what I'm wearing right now, because it would ruin it. Um, so I just jumped out of bed, got dressed, came out, checked to see, because we did pull the plug in the pool so it would start draining, and checked to see how much it had drained. It had gotten down a good ways, probably about maybe a third of it was left or so. And I was like, okay, they're still floating enough that I can get them out while they're in the water without risk of trying to use the pitchfork and scoop shovel to pick it up and end up possibly bursting it or something and making a mess, or ripping through our liner and being SOL with that. Because those liners are about 12 to $1,500 for the size pool that we have. So it's not a cheap proposition to fix if something happened to it. So I figured there was still enough water I could do it. And I got in there with that. I reached over the side. I should say there's no way I was getting in. But I reached over the side. I grabbed the carcasses. I had already pre-dug a hole, like a 4x4x4 hole. Filled it, put them in. It took 4 times running back and forth, dropping them all in there. Once they were all in, of course I had my mask on because the smell was just rank. Got them in, covered them. Everything was golden. And then my buddy Tom, he's not just my friend, he's my worker for the next month until Carson fully closes, but he's also a really good friend of mine, and he's a lot like family to me. I really view him as being a part of my family. So he was going to come over, because we were home. He wanted to see me. He wanted to see Mama, Lauren, and visit with us for a bit because we had been gone this past month. So I was like, yeah, come on over. He's like, it's 10 a.m. Okay. I said, yeah, come on over. And I had everything done already. Him and I like to sometimes smoke. So not, together, but sometimes he smokes and sometimes I smoke. So I wanted to show him my glass collection and stuff. And I figured since it was still nice out, I'd bring all my glass out and set it up and he could check it out because he's interested in that kind of stuff. So I was like, that's really cool. Check it out. And I brought all my glass up. I set everything up. I kept an eye on what was going on with the pool. And I got all the stuff I had gotten in these boxes from my Transcendent channel, Transcendent by Ozzy channel. I brought all out to show him all the cool gear and stuff I had got because I'm pretty proud of it, and I wanted to show it off to somebody who I knew would appreciate it. So I brought it all out and I had it all set up because I figured it'd be nice for us to sit out here, talk while the weather was good. Right now it is starting to cloud over a lot more, and I do think the rain is coming. So when I'm done shooting this, this is the 4th episode of my vlog series. When I get done shooting this, I'll probably end up going back inside and doing some work in there that I have to get done. and getting everything together in there. But at this point, the pool is mostly drained, so I don't have to sit here and watch it. But to make the longest story that I usually do a little bit shorter, my buddy Tom, after I'd gotten everything out and I was doing some work out here, texted me and let me know that he had an emergency with another consumer and he couldn't make it over. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. We'll do it another time. Whenever you've got time, let me know. Right now, other than tomorrow, I'm going to get my first COVID shot. And then, other than that, on the 2nd of June, I'm going for my fitting for my teeth. So I won't be this toothless, lisping guy that I am right now. I'll be able to eat the foods that I like. I'll be able to enjoy leafy greens and stuff that I really love. I'll be able to eat corn off the cob, corn on the cob again, which I love. I'll be able to have nuts and stuff like that, which is all things that I really like, and I have not been able to do because I've had no teeth. And then when I did start getting where my your palate hardens after a while of not having teeth and still eating, so I was starting to get to a point where I could have harder things again, and it wasn't affecting me as much. But what then happened was when I did go to see the dentist, and he informed me that the initial teeth that I had did not fit properly. He stated that what needed to be done was to have implants put in. So what I had to do is make an appointment and go back, and they drilled 2 implants in my first with my upper jaw. They drilled an implant here and an implant here. They drilled a hole, and then they screwed in a little peg, and that little peg has a little thing that hangs down that the implants will connect to when they're made. So I had those done. I had to wait a few months for the healing to happen and everything so that I could be able to eat. And then I went back in and he did the other. And then it was again, wait a few months and then come back for the fitting. And when I went back, it hadn't fully retracted. It was taking a little longer than he anticipated. So he didn't want to do the fitting and then have it retract more and then have them not fit properly and have to give them adjusted. So he said, let's give it another month. But then that would have put me in May. So I said, I can't, I'm going to be gone. So he goes, oh, okay, how about June? And I was like, yeah, June is cool. It means another month of no teeth, but I'm already on like 2 years of no teeth. So what's another month to me? So got all of the stuff done, and that is my Tuesday. I'm going to be going out and getting that done my Tuesday morning. So I'm excited to get all that done. So I'm like, other than that, Tom, I'm pretty much open for the month. We've got the kids for pretty much 2 weeks straight, and then they're going to go back to the other house, and then we're going to have them another week straight. Because of Lauren's condition, not being able to drive very far, the other side is going to bring the kids here. Their mother is going to bring them here to drop off for us, and then she will come and pick them up when it's time for them to go home. Which works out really good for us right now because of Lauren not being able to drive. I mean, she can go, like, we can go down to CVS or over to Big Y or something, but she really shouldn't be driving very far, like 3-4 minute jaunts, maybe 10-minute jaunts, but nothing that's going to take like an hour to drive or 45 minutes to drive or whatever it is. It's way too long for her currently. So what we decided to do was let the other side know, let Wendy know that this is how things would have to be right now because of that surgery, because of Lauren's gender affirming surgery, and because of my currently not having a license due to my disability, but I am in the process of working on getting that back. Tom was working with me on that, and again, because we were gone for the month, that got put on hold. And now that I am back with the center closing, I'm going to have to take up the mantle and take care of it myself. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything done by the time he is done being my worker. Um, I might have to get as much done with him in this month as possible, and then at the end, go and finish the work from there. So that is the current plan with that. Keep working on it. But because of all that, and because we couldn't get back and forth ourselves, the decision was made that Wendy would bring the kids back and forth for probably, in the very least, the month of June and possibly part of July until the doctor and medical staff say that it's okay for Lauren to drive longer. Um, and in doing that, we needed to change um, the schedule that we had, which was typically we would have them Sunday evening, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and we bring them back half day on Wednesday, and then the other weeks would be we would get them back on Friday night. We'd have them Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then bring them home half day Wednesday. So it was a 1 week was about 2 days, 1 week was 5 days. It flipped back and forth between the houses. So every other weekend there was a weekend at the opposite house, which is working really good for us because it gives us like the rest of the day on Thursday and almost all of the day on Friday, or the rest of the day on Wednesday, I mean, almost all of the day on Friday and fully Thursday every week where we don't have kids so we can focus on things that we need to focus on, like work issues or things like that that are able to be focused on a lot more when there is no extra people in the house. So it's been working out great. But this schedule, because one person is going to be solely responsible for every trip here and back, it was decided that the better way to do it is for us to do a full week or whatever at a time. But initially, because we had gone so long without having them, we would take them for longer. And we said that's perfectly fine by us because we miss the heck out of the kids. We want to spend time with them. We want to do stuff with them when they get back. So we said, yeah, that's 100% fine by us. And if you need them to be here for 7 days and 7 days at your place because it eases the driving schedule, we're fine by that too. We're willing to accommodate as much as we can on our end because Wendy and her husband Jimmy are accommodating us on their end. So we have to be flexible as well. So for us to do that, it was give up that 2-5 schedule, and we're like, okay, we don't mind having them around longer. Lauren's going to be laid up. The kids still have school for the first hitch when they're here coming. So they're going to be Monday through Friday still doing school stuff. When they're not doing school things, probably helping me get the pool ready other than playing. I mean, and if we get the trampoline during that time, helping me set that up. So it's not going to be anything more than we've already been doing. It just, the schedule is a little different. And it really sounds like a good idea because we really have missed the heck out of the kids. So having them for an extended period of time where Lauren's not working, even though the kids are in school, Lauren's not working right now. So she'll be able to just spend time with them when they're available instead of having to be like, no, I can't spend any real time with you until after I finish work, which is you guys get off at about 2:30. I don't get off till like 5, 6, sometimes later if a job needs to be done. Because that's what happens when you're a salaried employee. You don't have set hours. It's 9 to 5 per se. But if there's a deadline and stuff needs to get done, you got to do it. And sometimes it's easier to not have the kids here for that, because she can just knuckle down and work, and I can just sequester myself away in another area and not be in her face, so that she can just be working and not have any outside distractions. So that has been our answer for that. But now that she's off for a bit, we're like, yeah, we can definitely devote more time to the kids, or she can devote more time to the kids. I already devote a really big portion of my time to the kids in the house, so she can actually now do that, which is great. She's loving it. She's loving the idea. She's making plans on stuff that we can do. She's actually in laying down right now. We did go out and grab something to eat, and that was, like I said, like a 2-3 minute jaunt. We just went down to Frontera, and grabbed some food, and now she's feeling it. So she's like, I'm gonna go lay down. I was like, hey, go for it. And I said, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna hang outside for a bit and chill and enjoy the weather before it completely sours, and keep an eye and make sure the pool continues to empty. And then when I go back in, I got work to do inside. So I figured, since I was going to be sitting around anyways, I'd shoot a quick video for this channel, because, like I said, I shot 5 videos yesterday when I was inside, then another one sitting out here for that channel. So over the next couple of days, there's going to be 6 new videos coming out on that channel. And actually, no, the one I shot yesterday, I managed to upload last night, because I shot it on my iPad. So that was an hour of just hanging out and chilling. And that got uploaded last night on that channel. If you guys are interested, it's under the title of Welcome Home. And I really had a fun time shooting it and just talking and stuff. And it is on the Transcended by Ozzy channel, so it is 18 plus. If you guys are not 18, please do not go to that channel and do not watch that content. And thank you for that. So, we're about 20 minutes in, so we should talk business now. So I'm sitting outside. It is the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. You guys are watching this video, whenever. And if you're watching it, I hope you're going to go right down here and click that thumbs up like button. Do that for me. And then right over here, you'll see the word subscribe. If it's in red, that means you're not already a subscriber on my channel. Please, guys, subscribe to my channel. I am working to make this a monetized channel. That is my ultimate goal. I want to bring money in for my family, and I want to do that by being a content creator here on YouTube. So please, if you would subscribe to my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And then, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you've done both of those things, then over just a little bit further, right about there, there's a little bell icon. If you click on that, that's the notification icon. That'll let you know every time I upload something new. So if I'm uploading every couple of days, you'll get that little notification every couple of days saying, hey, Ozpinions just posted something, go check it out. That helps keep me in mind. It's like when you used to watch regular TV before all the streaming services. Sometimes every week you had to be reminded of which shows were new so you could watch your shows that you liked. Hopefully I'm a show that you like and you want to keep watching me, so you want to be notified. And then if you guys like doing any of those things, and you're anything like my cousin Renee or my buddy TikTok or my girl Lauren, if you are like any of those, leave me a comment as well. I'd love to hear from you guys, what you guys think, what topics you think I should talk about while I'm on here. um, ideas of different content that I could provide that you guys would be interested in. Um, and just generally comments to let me know how you think I'm doing and let me know what's going on in your lives. I'm very interested in everyone's life that comes into my channel. Right now, I am still fairly small. I only have about 20 subscribers. I have videos that have been viewed upwards of 50 times, some of them more, on this channel. And on my other channel, I have them upwards of 200 times almost. So I can connect with a lot more people right now as things go further down the road. If I do explode, I still want to be able to connect with as many people as possible, but I do know that I have to pace myself and understand that I won't be able to get to everybody if it gets to that point. I'm sure Mr. Ballin would love to talk to every one of us who puts a comment on his posts, but probably doesn't have a way to because there's so many people. And he has his schedule where he has to shoot, and he has a family. So he does what he can. And for me right now, I have the time. I don't have hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of fans. So I can connect more with you guys. I can build my base audience that all of my future productions will be based on. And then I will know who are my staunch supporters, and those people will be there with me through everything that I go through on this channel. And who knows, maybe someday I'll bring some of them in too. They'll come on, like my dad has already come on with my TBI videos. Maybe someday I can get Tom and some other friends of mine from TBI, from Carson, to come and shoot some videos with me. Maybe I can get together with some of my friends and family and go up to the park and just sit around and have like a nice little talk with everybody at the park, you know? There's a lot of options that are available, and there's a lot of content that I would like to provide. And at this point, it I am so wholly invested in this that it doesn't matter to me if that's going to consume 8 hours or even sometimes could be 10 hours out of my day. As long as I'm getting my housework and everything done and I'm getting everything else done that needs to be done, I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking care of my family, and I'm making sure that I get some socialization time and I get enough rest to keep myself healthy and on the path to better health that I've been on since my initial injuries and everything that transpired afterward. I will continue doing what I've been doing and making sure that I stay on that path and keep myself as healthy as possible because I do have a family and they depend on me and I need to be there for them for the long run, not just for right now. I need to be there for them right now, but I need to be there for them 20, 30, 40 years from now, you know? And to do that, I need to take good care of myself now so I have that health later. So I think that with everything that I have been doing up to this point, it's going well. With the slight changes that I have made without completely eradicating, like, oh, I'm taking sugar completely out of my diet or anything like that. I have modified the way I eat and the amount I eat versus the amount of work I do. And I do this without ever tallying any actual numbers. I just do it based on, okay, normally I'd take 3 scoops of potatoes or whatever I'm having. But in this instance, since I didn't do as much today, I'm only going to take 2.5 scoops. Or I did a lot more today, so I'm going to stick with the 3 scoops instead of increasing it because I still want to keep that trim and I'm looking to lose my belly some, but I want to do it through modified behavior as opposed to just strict dieting. I've never been a major like fad diet person. I know there's the ketos, the South Beach, the blah blah blah. It never appealed to me. It was never something that I wanted to do in my life. And even when I was working out a lot, when I would go over my cousin Jose's mom's house, and we'd work out a couple times a week, every week, and we didn't just you know go to a gym, and we did it at his mom's house, so it was just us guys. There was no one else to there was no one to impress but ourselves. So we were pretty brutal on ourselves. We wanted to make ourselves stronger. We didn't want to look good in front of somebody and be like, okay, that's too much weight. I know I can't lift it, but still try and hurt yourself. We were like, this is how much I can lift. I'm lifting it, and when I get stronger, I will do it. And we would just deadlift it and do what we had to do. Leg presses, everything we did. We had our rotations. We each did our thing. And during that time, I was taking hydroxycut because I wanted to slim down, and I did. I got pretty slim. I got pretty trim. I got pretty bulky, musculature wise. But then, of course, the head injury, when that happened, that that changed everything. My body got shot because I went from working out and doing stuff to complete sedentary. I was not doing anything. I was not going anywhere. I was barely moving, so my body just went. It just went away. There was nothing I could do. I actually atrophied for a while and had to work my way back to being able to move properly. I had gotten to the point where I was restricted to moving with a wheeled walker for an extended period of time, a couple of years. My parents had to have a handicap walkway installed instead of the stairs that were there because of everything. So, yeah, it was pretty bad for a time, but over the years, I managed to bow my way back to good health. And then over the past year, I really brought myself from good health to better health, um, by getting up more, doing more, um, changing some of my eating habits, changing some of my behavioral habits, but not really quote unquote dieting. And it's working. Getting off of all of the medicines that were causing me to be zombified. My antidepressants, my anti anxiety meds. People who knew me prior to the accidents have told me that during that time frame from then till Lauren and I got together, and then now since I started doing other things and I stopped taking all these medicine, the people who knew me prior and have seen me through all this said that now I am much more like I was prior to all the accidents. In that time period, not just the recuperation, but because of everything that I was taking for medicine, I became kind of zombified, and I guess I was kind of monotone. I was not adamant about things, and I was hard to get along with and spend time with. So, knowing that I have turned that corner also inspires me to continue down this road of health because I know how I felt during all of that time, and it was not a good feeling. Um, I understand why people said what they said because if I sit down and look back on it and think on that time and really take the time to be introspective, they were right. I was not in a good place. I was not the best person to be around. And I can understand that now. And I can see that with the changes I've made, things are getting much, much better. And I'm feeling mentally more like myself, like I was before the accident. I still have times, but of course, anything, you're always going to have times like that when you've had something like a head injury that is a permanent damage. It's not something that ever really goes away. It heals, and your brain works better as you get further away from the date of it, but it never fully goes away. Think of it like a piece of paper, and you have that nice brand new sheet of paper from a ream. If you take that paper and crumple it, it's back to a usable piece of paper, but it's never going to be that same pristine piece that you initially took out. It can never happen. And that's what a brain injury does to those of us in the community who've had them. It takes our pristine piece of paper and crumples it. And yeah, we can get it back so it's smooth and usable, but never pristine again. You learn coping skills. You learn things that help you, like routines. You build yourself routines. Um, you learn to use reminders. You learn to rely on other people to give you reminders sometimes. But you make your life livable for you and what level of life you want to have, because there are some people who really want more, and there are some people who just cannot ever get to that same portion. They can't ever come back to the same. Maybe they're paralyzed or blind, or maybe they're deafened or something, some kind of physical deformity or something that can be seen or observed. Definitely is different and affects people outside, the everyday public. It affects them more than us disabled people, because when they can actually see the disability, they believe it. A head injury, if you tell someone, I have a head injury, and they ask you how it happened or something like that, and if they're close enough to you to know, or close enough that you think that you can confide in them all of that information, and you tell them, sometimes the answer you get back is, oh, I hit my head and got knocked out before too. I'm fine, so you must be fine too. And what they don't understand is everyone is different. Yes, my particular injuries were not as severe as, say, someone in a car accident, or someone who fell from a building or something like that. But nonetheless, I sustained a permanent injury. It's not some kind of deformity or something that can be physically observed by the average person, as in someone who lost a leg, someone who's paralyzed, someone who's blind. Um, it can't be quantified as easily by the naked eye and by simple recognition of seeing and talking with a person. So it's harder for people to accept things like depression, anxiety, traumatic brain injury, because not all of us have physical attributes of it. Mine tend to be my memory. Um, I have sometimes emotional issues. I get overwhelmed by sights and sounds sometimes, to the point where it causes physical pain and causes me to have anxiety attacks and stuff like that. Yes, it's been a lot better, but if I don't watch myself, it'll happen again. If I don't make sure I take care of myself, it'll happen. I know it's there. There's the potential for it to any time happen in me because of my injury. But until something like that actually happens and someone physically sees it happening, they don't understand that it's a constant thing in the back of your head. You're always thinking, is it going to be now? 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 And it's deafening sometimes. It's very, it can be very hard to deal with at times, um, but you make the best of your life. And you try to find noise to fill that space in some way, shape, or form so you're not thinking that. You have to move on and make yourself stronger because no one else can make you stronger. You're the only person who can make you stronger, so you need to work on that yourself. And when you come to that realization, it very much so makes you stronger right then and there. Because just by coming to that realization, you've broken that first barrier to getting better. Like I said, I'm never going to be fully healed, but I can be a lot better than I was. I can be a lot better than the lowest point when I was at my worst with these injuries. And there's a lot of people I know who've had them for a long time and have come to that same realization. And there are people I know that have had them for a long time and have not even expressed that yet. They have not been able to get past their injury. And it does make me sad because these people are part of a very tight knit family that I am part of. Um, if you've never had a traumatic brain injury, you it's one of those you have to walk a mile in my shoes. Just like you can never know what it's like to be a black person in America if you're white, or you can never know what it's like to be a transgender person if you're a cis person. Um, it's the same thing. Anyone who is not disabled cannot understand how the disabled live. They cannot fully understand who we are. They can sympathize with us and they can empathize with us, but they have not lived a mile in our shoes, so they can't fully understand what we're going through. But I commend the people that try. I commend the people that go out of their way to try to understand what people are going through, that try to make themselves available. Because there are people, and sometimes it's even family, who cannot handle what you're like because you've changed some from what they knew, and so therefore they no longer talk to you, they no longer want to associate with you, or they're so challenging to you when you're around that you choose for your own mental health and your own emotional well-being to walk away from them. So it depends on what the person's personality is. I have seen both instances in my own life where I have been cut off by people simply because of my injury and what happened to me and how I changed afterward. But at the very same time, I have had to cut people out of my life because of the way they treated me. Because they told me that no, I was wrong, I was just being lazy, and they never wanted to take the time to learn. And every time I talked to them, it was the same conversation. Well, are you done being lazy? Are you going to go out and get a job? Are you going to get back to work? Are you going to get off your ass? Are you going to... No, I'm disabled. I can't do it right now. I need to heal. And if you can't understand that, and you can't be supportive of me for who I am right now, then maybe I don't need you in my life. because I didn't ask for this to happen to me. And if you cannot be understanding of the fact that I went through something traumatic, which is right in the name of it, to come out of it, be alive, and be able to do anything meaningful, because I did my final brain injury, I died. I know I mentioned that on that video, but I died. There's a possibility I could have never come back. So now I can't let my life be dragged down by people who don't want to take the time to really get to know how I am and who I am now. And if they can't, then I can't be bothered with them. So don't try to stay in my life. Don't try to be a part of my life if you're not willing to make those concessions. If you can't understand who I am, don't make me be the bad guy and kick you out. Just take yourself and walk away. And I think that's what a lot of people who have friends and family who have not had a head injury need to say. I am not just saying that myself. I am saying that this is something a lot of people who have had head injuries and have family, or people who are family of someone who've had a head injury, need to sit down and look at and say to themselves, because it's a very hurtful thing to not be understanding of a person who's in this position. So I think that's enough of a rant on that particular subject. It looks like we're over 45 minutes, so this is a pretty good long video for a vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button, subscribe, and click the notification icon. Leave me a comment. Guys, I'm going to head out right now. I am just going to chill out here for a little bit longer. Seems like the sun is coming back out. So I'm going to chill for a little bit longer and then go in and do my work. Talk to you later, guys. Ozzy out.